pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good afternoon, everybody. Everybody has an agenda. The meeting minutes from May 21st. Has everybody got a chance to look at those?
Make a motion to approve. Second.
Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Abstentions? Okay. Public comment. There's no public comment? Okay. Number 4, program or projects update. So last year, or I should say last month, NDOT, we get our annual allocations. They come out the 1st of August for July. And Michigan City, UZA, every UZA, I should say, in Indiana, did not get as much as we got in 2024. Michigan City received 96% roughly of what they received last year. The larger UZAs took an even bigger hit. The smaller UZAs, not so much. Case in point, Lake and Porte took a 12% hit. So I've got to go back in and balance Lake and Porter's. And Michigan City is so far is fine. In fact, you're still flush.
At least with that.
What's that?
At least with that.
Yes. So that's for 2025, and they've told me in the past, usually we were getting a 1% increase, 1 to 2% increase, and they've told me in the past, do not count on a 1% increase, just keep it static. And I have, and this year we got less than what we had last year. So I don't have an answer to that. I do have a call in, and I'm gonna be getting that. Hopefully I'll get an answer soon. But I will reach out probably next week. This week I have a report that I to do for Federal Highway. But gotta get that finished and get it out. And so next week I'll be looking at the program of projects pretty intensely. So just to let you know where that's going, everything is so far is good in LaPorte County. The NOFA, has everybody looked at has everybody been able to access the applications? Okay, any questions going on with that?
Got any non-match ones?
What's that?
Got any non-match ones?
About the best I can do is HSIP. And that, because we do have some 100% HSIP funds, so but it's gotta be HSIP and it's gotta qualify out of the gate as HSIP. So, that's the best I can do too. Anything else on the NOFAs? If you have any questions on a project, if you want to, and we encourage everybody to reach out to me, set up a one-on-one meeting to discuss possible projects. something that you're thinking about doing, and we can talk about it going forward. Whether or not it's worth your while, not so much here in LaPorte County, but in the other UCAs, that is a bigger concern because they're a lot more competitive. So. But again, give me a call or talk to whoever who's ever gonna be reviewing it. So NERC did change around its committee structure, but we are keeping the same top of committees to review the applications. So, let's see. Mitch's committee, 3PC would be reviewing the trails and the complete streets. Iman's gonna be reviewing any planning or TOD applications. Let's see, who else? STC would be reviewing any, I think that's gonna be either Tom or myself right now. That committee's gonna be reviewing all the roadway improvements, roadway modifications, intersection modifications, any bridges. They'd be reviewing all those. See who else is there. There's Kathy, so if there's any air quality or environmental projects, the EMPC would be reviewing that. I think that's it. So, yeah. But reach out to me and we can set something up. We can kind of go through your questions. There's not a whole lot changed. We just, every year, when we do the NOFA, we just try to plug holes in the dike. So. New business. So we've moved here, but we're still having issues with connecting to the internet, and we're supposed to have these are supposed to be live meetings, so people could stream them. And we're just not having good luck with that. And on top of that, there was so many of the NERC staff are coming out here. We've had up to 5 or 6 NERC staff coming to these meetings. Would you guys be interested in moving these meetings to NERC? Yeah.
It's fine with me, 20 minutes this way or 20 minutes that, so.
Right.
It used to always be emergency before COVID.
No, these meetings were always here in LaPorte.
Really?
Yeah, because
Transportation meetings, but
my predecessor, who was a LaPorte citizen,
60 other.
hit these meetings and then he went straight home. So if you wanna hold these in Winfield, I'd be more than happy for that one. But, so that's how these meetings got here. So the question is, would this committee entertain moving to, I shouldn't say moving back, but moving to NERC, same time, same dates?
If we'll be able to attend some virtually, yeah. It sounds like it'd be much easier for you to have things streaming out of that office than here.
Yeah, we've got the streaming down pretty pat at NERC's office. And this could just be I don't know, this could be a one time, it could be.
It's had INDOT had their, when I was with INDOT for the last few years, we'd have meetings in here and we always had problems with the internet here too.
Yeah. And it's just listen only though, it's through our NERC YouTube channel, so if you joined, you'd only be able to listen.
Just
You
watch it,
couldn't-
nobody would see.
Nobody would see you, no voting, no anything like that.
Well, I don't have a problem with it. NERC's office, over 249.
Yeah.
same afternoon, same day as other NERC meetings we may be interested in attending.
Those would be held in the morning, so you'd have where you might go there at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then this would be at 1 o'clock. So
Yeah,
it'd be there kind of like.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is maybe we could look at adjusting it, just because it's an hour out of the workday to go there and back, so
Right, we know.
if, so that's why I don't get to attend as many meetings at NERC as I used to, just because I don't have the time to carry it back.
We could, I mean, that's definitely doable. I mean, we could easily put it, say, following, well, I was thinking after the TPC or the Transportation Committee.
Yeah.
After the late board meeting.
Well, no, because they wouldn't be going to that meeting.
But it could be held after, instead of 1 o'clock.
I know, but what Mitch is saying, if he's going there for another meeting.
Right. Do you attend the transportation meetings?
Well, I would like to, but I can't commit the time, and if I'm gonna commit the time to drive over, then I'd rather do it for 2 meetings.
We'd have to talk to Meredith about how that would be supported, 2 different meetings and maybe packets and all that, how coordinate all that.
Yeah, because everything,
Recording, right.
yeah, because that would be going out the same day.
Right.
So that's something we would,
Just, if it works, it works, if not, we'll do what we
Right.
need to do to make sure we can be at the meetings.
right, okay. So how about we table this topic? And we will do some research on moving this to a date of one of the other committee meetings, other than the commission meeting? You don't wanna do that?
No, sir.
That'll be a quick way to get on Candace's bad side.
Well, just logistically would be difficult.
Yeah, I know.
You do my dance.
Okay, so we'll table that and we'll come back. We will do some research on our end on what that schedule would look like, getting it on those dates. I think the most obvious would be the Transportation Committee, which was the TPC.
I think people generally like it when I'm locked in my basement office and I just work, so it's like, every minute I'm not locked in my office is
I'm getting the same kind of feedback from Mission City too.
5 minutes I'm getting behind.
Fortunately, the mayor was gone today.
Number 6B, this has changed since last week when I put together the agenda. NDOT is taking a closer look at some of at all of the PE and CE consultant contracts that you sent to them. There was a firm down south that was billing, submitting exorbitant hours for, putting the exorbitant amount of hours in for PE after construction, after going to letting, to cover any errors and omissions. So that was noticed. This was a firm. This happened once or twice down south. So now NDOT is reviewing, just kind of FYI, when you send your PE and your CE contracts in, they're looking at the amount of hours that the consultants are putting in. And I think what they were doing was, I think the consultant was billing using any of that extra PE and then doing a change order for more money when there was errors and omission, which you're not allowed to do. So just keep in mind that NDOT is reviewing those not only for all of making sure that all the whereases and therefores are in there, but also to making sure that the hours are correct for the amount of work that you're doing.
Be getting it up every once in a while, Charles, where projects been completed. And say for construction inspections, especially where there may be 2 or 3, 4,000 left. But the project's been completed for 6 months. And all of a sudden, we get an email, hey, noticed, there's 4,400 left open at contract. Think we write an invoice for that? That does happen.
Yeah, sure, it's working.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But
they're working.
that's more than one consultant that's happened to us. We told him to take a walk in that short period.
I did contact.
It does happen.
When we got the last one on that, see what, since this thing's been closed for a while, I mean, I don't think any deserve to be paid.
That's just
Break up said work.
Right.
That's just bad project management on their part.
So it's,
You know,
and I-
get the
and it
guys
might
out
be-
there doing the job to close it out.
and it might be smaller towns who are not or maybe someone who's got a newer, a younger, someone doesn't have the experience or something like that, that's letting it go through, that's,
This one was ridiculous, though, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we had like 3 weeks left in the contract, and all of a sudden I started getting bills from guys that were in the office getting overtime to make up the money that they were gonna lose in the contract, because I only had 3 weeks left on the project. Construction inspection.
Are you using it?
Yeah.
I brought that up, I brought that up to him, I talked to him about it, but we went ahead and paid it. And then, as it turned out, we could've used the money anyway afterwards, because that was on 186, we had that deck crack, and we had to spend extra money for.
oh, yeah.
So then we had to pay for it out of our own pocket, because there was no money left, and see, that really take me off, quite honestly, but I mean, it's already happened.
Yeah, so just be aware that NDOT is looking at that. Again,
That's good.
there was nobody up here, but, it's just that, you know, we're supposed to be good stewards of the taxpayers' money, the tax dollars, so, road safety audits are being finalized. We did do, road safety audits for LaPorte County. We ended by we had 13 road safety audits, 13 locations that were submitted, for road safety audits, with 6 different communities. And we narrowed that down to 9, just by, if they weren't part of another group or someone else wasn't looking at it, or maybe some other work had been completed where, let's see how that work comes out, or something like that. So just keep in mind that this is something that NERC is gonna be offering anybody, annually. So probably next March or April, we'll put out a call for locations. Cause we plan on doing between 12 and 15 annual. So, if we don't get our amount in our 12 to 15, then we'll probably, look at, some of the more dangerous intersections in the 3 counties. And seeing if if the LPAs would like to look at them and see what they could do.
Would that include any routine flooding roads for drainage?
This is a safety audit.
But that's a safety issue if someone goes
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
Is that a stretch?
I think it's more of a stretch, but we do have protect funds. You could ask for protect funds in the NOFA. And protect funds are for flooding, issues that are flooding. So.
Is that 90-10?
No, 80-20. Safety is 90-10. So, and to get that 90, you need to have a road safety audit. So, we're hoping to get that in front, and that way you can once you get the road safety audit, then we can submit it to NDOT immediately and get a yay or nay on whether or not it's approved for highway safety funding.
So when do those, grant applications due for these?
So we will submit a request for locations.
Okay.
So sometime, and it's just, you submitted 2 of them last,
Right, we got.
this year.
That was the road audit, correct? Same
Yep,
road audit we
Yep,
ran.
so, we'll submit those in, we'll probably ask for those in like March or April.
Okay.
When things start slowing down, at least for me.
Okay.
This is like a $15,000, up to a $15,000, $20,000, whatever, however big the intersection is. So that works for everybody. And then as far as the consultant goes, I mean, we're gonna put these out, a new RFP for the consultants every 2 years. And so it's a 2-year contract that the consultants have, just so you know. But yeah, we'll look at all the intersections and what are high crash intersections or high crash corridors. We'll look at corridors, we'll look at how to improve the safety on those. And we're also looking at whether the vulnerable roadway users, i.e. the pedestrians and the cyclists, if there's a high instances of those. So, actually, the 30th, they're hoping, our consultant right now is hoping to have, the reports to everybody. So you should be getting them, you should be getting them this week sometime. In fact, I think they're all done. You know what, you've already seen them, I
We
think.
gotta, yeah. that
The
was-
draft field notes on
The
the
draft.
draft. Yeah, that was the field notes, so they're gonna
There's
send them.
two emails that I got, first one, I didn't look at the second one yet, but whatever, we'll look for it, yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah. So they'll get something, and then I think the final, I think what he's gonna get to you is a draft, so you could submit an application. But, and there is a, you do get points for that in the application, if you completed a road safety audit, or have completed, if you have a road safety audit to submit.
Okay.
So now in our 500 west, then we've got, it's basically 2 intersections. So we get double the money then on that, right? 'Cause we got 2 roads coming in. Hey, 2 intersections, I mean,
Is that 2 different projects?
I guess it's not 2 different projects.
Could be, you could make it that way, yeah.
Make it that way.
They're a couple hundred feet apart.
Yeah, it's not quite a couple hundred feet, kinda like a couple feet,
Yeah.
25 or 30.
yeah. A couple dozen feet.
Change the scale, it looks big.
Yeah, there you go, change the scale. So just to let you know the status of that, on October 1st, our consultant's gonna be giving they're giving a PowerPoint presentation to the Transportation Committee.
Yeah, we'll head up for that.
So, other new business, I have one item on other new business, well, I don't know. So I mentioned to you that, as I mentioned earlier, the program of projects for Porte County is, still kind of flush with funds. I have a proposal to fund, Bridge 512, which is on Michigan Avenue in Michigan City. Michigan, that bridge, it's a superstructure replacement, right?
Yes.
That's Quarter Trail Creek.
Yes, the estimate is 4.3 million. Somewhere around there, I think.
Yeah, that's good.
You guys
What fiscal year are you talking?
That might be 2028, I might have,
You guys got the easement from us for doing work, right?
yes. Yeah,
I
there's-
took care of it all, but I don't know, I think I'm still waiting to see.
Yeah, they were.
Surprise, surprise.
So,
I hand delivered everything too.
Michigan City gets 2.8 million annually, and this is a $4.3 million bridge. Trying to figure out how to pay for that, LaPorte County did go to Kathy and asked for some funds. Kathy wasn't as receptive. And so I have a proposal that we would loan funds in 25 to Group 1. Some funds, 1.2 million. And then some funds the balance of funds would come out of 2029. Loan those to Group 1, and then Group 1 in 2028 would give LaPorte County the funds for the bridge to take them up to 80%. What's that?
I said, is time value of money figured in for that?
That's
4 years.
The fiscal year, we talking.
So these would be construction funds. What, there's 4 years difference
You
between
think it's
29.
28, because I would have it doing 28.
So you did figure 28, 29 would borrow for those 2 years. Okay.
So I'm gonna borrow from 25
Okay,
and repay back in 28.
okay, so it'd be 28, 29 funds then. We're borrowing for the 25, we're borrowing from the 28 for 25. Okay,
So you're loaning funds in 25,
to 28.
get them returned in 28, and then any funds that you might need to get them up to 80% would come out of 29 funds.
So letting that would be 28.
28, yes, fiscal year 2028.
Is that when NOFA shows 5.3 million in 28?
I believe so,
This note was 28, 29, right?
29, 30,
Oh, this is 29, 30.
yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Well, thanks for the help. I'm trying to get that, so I appreciate that.
But this is something we would need to vote on.
Okay, gotcha.
So, like I said, right now, I show 25 as being balanced at $1.2 million. Or I should say in the red, in the black, $1.2 million. So my proposal is to loan, like I said, $1.2 million to Group 1.
How do we get 1.2 million in the black? Changes?
Projects not letting, projects moving out. And then in the past, we've had, there hasn't always been projects that were, well, the last NOFA, there hasn't been projects that were awarded, or I should say, there hasn't been enough projects to be awarded. Now, we still have, the only projects that we didn't, we awarded everything except for the 2 Park Street, the 2 new roadways.
Lake Street and
Lake Street and Polk Street?
Yeah, Lake and Polk. And we kind of discussed those. We could get them on there, we could get them on the books.
And Lake Street's pretty important to us because it's becoming more important as we explore the truck traffic issue downtown as far as providing relief valves for other traffic on Lincoln Way. Plus, it ties in nicely with the local tracks project and all the improvements we're making on Park Street. It all comes together basically on that eastern end, and it continues to rise in level of importance to us.
Do you have a updated, is your spreadsheet updated that we can look at?
For LaPorte County, I believe it is. But for Lake and Porter, it's not.
I mean, yeah, we have to forego projects for a number of.
Well, you're still the same amount of you still have the same projects that are in there.
Or is there anything we didn't fund that we could have?
Yeah.
Well, the only projects that we didn't fund that we could have funded would be Oak Street or Lake Street.
Something happened to the Singing Sands Trail, phase 3 funds for Mission City. Kinda heard rumbling that it got moved. Have you heard this?
That
I
got
think
moved.
Shannon mentioned something to the mayor or something, that she just mentioned, I've heard like third hand this morning.
So, no, I think we got that worked out.
But it was really more about finding the money that was short, more than, because there are 2 POs for right away right now, and it's definitely using all that. I'm trying to figure out where to find the money for the rest of the right away. With the construction being paid for by raise, it's the right away we're trying to find the money for.
In the past, if one community needed a chunk bigger than we had in a year, or even full amount for a year, we kind of made sure that over the course of a period of time, everything still was fairly even. So that's what I'd be interested in seeing is, you know, we have projects that we'd like to move forward that we're not, so we just wanna make sure that we can fit those into the timeline we need in order to make this work too.
How much was Lake Street, for example?
Charles, we're all good with the comp plan then?
Yeah.
Because there was something on the email, we talked about 24 carryover funds.
There was an admin mod, is that part of the admin mod?
Yeah.
Yeah, the comp plans are,
Well, mine's fine.
right,
Yours is part of the admin mod, and I think our electric vehicles are part of the admin mod as well, if I'm not mistaken.
yes, I know the electric peoples are.
There's 2 of them though, there's one that's in one admin mod and one that's in another, is that correct? 'Cause I just wanna make sure we're solid on those 2, cause we wanna go ahead and order those vehicles. You said one, I think the 24 funds would become available in October. The admin
25
mod was
funds?
already submitted.
The 25 funds?
20
Yeah, cause then
Forward.
it would put in,
20
no, we're in 2025.
It was a 24, DUS number, sorry, it was a 24 DUS number.
Oh,
I was thinking, sorry, so the 80,000 would become part of the mod that you already, the admin mod that you submitted already, and the funds become available in October.
yeah, cause I had to move them from 24 to 25. So I moved them from 24 to 25. Cause originally we had like 1.5.
Okay. And then the other 121,000 is in 25 as well. I just wanna verify where that's at, cause that's been a confusing thing for us to understand, and it hasn't been clear with Ryan either. Just wanna make sure we have the money and when we have it, so that we know when we can order those vehicles.
I'm ordering mine now for the electric vehicles. We went through we need bid it, we went through the co-op.
Whatever it's called.
Source.
The QPA, whatever it's called now. Sourcewell.
Sourcewell.
No, we went through the support that went through Chicagoland, Suburban Purchasing Alliance or something. It worked pretty well. The vehicles were like, 5,000 or 6,000 under sticker. For the Lightnings, we're getting Lightnings for 45.
What's it called?
Suburban.
Suburban.
Suburban Purchasing Alliance or something. I can give it to you. That's close. I may be a little bit off. But, so we partnered with them because Sourcewell, when like we use in Indiana, they don't have, like in Northwest Indiana, there's nobody that uses it. So, but Curry is a Ford, it's one of the
yeah.
largest ones in the Midwest. As far as their stock, they use the Suburban one. And I got the okay from the state board, SBOA, state board of accounts, that
so I can't do anything. We were under the impression that we submitted our FEMA's back in May, and it was gonna be, we'd receive our PO and all that, our NTP, pretty quickly after that, and we didn't, and that started us looking into it and then finding out it wasn't actually programmed. So I just need to make sure I understand, like, cause I'm being asked by Jerry, you know, to find out when we can purchase these vehicles, and I started looking into it, and I was like, I never received a PO or notice to proceed. And that's because apparently it's in this admin mod that's going through right now for the first 80,000 for the two vehicles. So, yeah,
The reality is, City of Porte's looking at, unless we have other projects in the pipeline, and Adam with the NOFA, a series of 5 years and one project of $1 million, then that's not really a share of 2.7 million.
yeah, we're kind of,
You know, so that's my concern is we're not, we've held off and kind of been good partners on projects, and we want to make sure this can get done, but we also need to make sure our projects can get done, so we may need to look at which years the city can program one of our projects that we need to get done. So that's just, I think we need to look at the plan and figure out what'll work well.
Somebody used to say to me all the time, what's good for the county is good for the city. What's good for the city is good for the county. That's a little birdie in my ears tell me that all the time, right?
yeah, that's how we've done projects. I mean, when I was with Michigan City, we did that, Michigan City set aside to let something move forward for the
Well,
port.
and I don't know what you guys'
Yeah,
projects are, but
yeah.
I think that bridge is pretty important for the county and the city and Michigan City and everything. And I don't know when money comes, or highway department doesn't have it, we're not gonna get that kind of money.
Well,
Yeah,
you
Herb, so you
get like 800,000,
You'll get 800,000 a year, but we also got
119 bridges.
119 bridges we got, and that's just, man, I didn't even do the maintenance, let alone the engineering design, construction. Anyway, I'll put it, put it in the
We'll figure it out.
transportation.
No, I'm not saying he shouldn't get the money, I'm just saying we need to make sure that we're
I know,
If you're
right,
getting
I
it.
agree.
that much in 1 year.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I understand too. I'm just trying to figure out how we can get it done. I mean,
Yeah.
it's important to get it done, and it's pretty.
So we can see, if you can give us the updated kind of outlook for what's programmed right now, then I think we can figure out how to make it all work.
I'm having trouble pulling it up. Well, I'm having trouble getting into the VPN. I've been sitting here, I've logged into the VPN 3-4 times, 3 times I think.
Does this need to, do we need a decision at this meeting, or? is this-
No, we don't need a decision made. We'll table that one.
We get
Yeah.
28 or 29.
Yeah, and we can, I mean, I'm definitely supportive of it, I just wanna make sure we're not missing out on projects.
I understand.
And it kind of comes down to projects, you know, if their schedule moves them out.
Even if we can get PE for this to move it forward and keep it moving, at least it's something,
Yeah.
you know, it's, so,
How much money is in 25? It sounded like you still had quite a bit.
So we have $1.2 million. But, and I'll get that out to you, everybody too, by the end of next week at the latest.
so by November, we should be able to
Yeah.
have a plan. We can all take a look at it, and come up with a plan for how we make it happen.
Okay.
But I think we would also like some consideration for continuing to move late people.
And it may come down to, LaPorte County doesn't get $1 million, or doesn't get 1.2 million. Doesn't get 1.2 million. But then, and it may come down to, LaPorte County has to put in more than 20%. maybe LaPorte County puts in 25% or something like that.
This is a bridge that the county took over from the state as part of the.
The city took it over from the state.
The county didn't wanna give us a dime.
Yeah.
Well, it was actually to benefit the city.
Yeah,
But Michigan City got funds, right?
Yeah, that's it, benefit the city.
Relinquishment went to Michigan City.
And at the time, I did a lot of research on this. At the time, before the county got that bridge, and I checked this because Pittman showed me all the old reports and that. And that bridge needed like $400,000, $500,000 worth of work back in '09. And we just got that slapped on us with nothing, zero.
We did take care of a lot of maintenance on that between now and then.
Right, there was some maintenance that our, the highway crew could take care of, but I don't think it personally was, could have been handled
Yeah,
better.
that seems like about the time they had did some deck resurfacing or something, there was something done.
And I kind of question
Relinquishment happened, but was it Forbes or was it?
bridges needs to be replaced, when it does need to be replaced, we need to start looking at it, and we'll have to at some point in
Because
time.
in the near future, but I think that's
Even
even
in
really
29, I
nice.
think we're
Back
doing
then,
good.
like, the sea structure, was rated like a 6 or a 5. That was back
Okay, so we can get the updated sheet.
Yeah, I'll get that updated sheet to you next week. We'll table this to next, the next meeting.
When their problem, which I'm trying to fix.
And if there's something else, I'll reach out to, I'll look at the, you said it was Park Street, Polk Lake, I don't know why I keep throwing Park in there.
Because of Polk and Lake together sound kind of like part of it.
Because you got that other project on Park.
There's also Park.
Yeah, so what you said Lake was the one that, what is your preference?
Lake Street is a higher priority currently,
Yeah.
Lake Street.
but Polk Street is project dependent, there's other things moving that would make that a pretty high priority too.
When I met, you said the comp plan's all worked out, Charles, with the admin. When was that? You said November? That should go through, or December?
Let me find the comp plan in here.
It's 24000757.
What was the DIS number?
24000757.
So that one is in the October amendment.
That's the current one?
Yeah, so it's out for public comment. So if you guys want to comment on it,
So that includes my EVs and his comp plan.
I'm not, I'd have to, let me look at your E EVs.
2300, 752. Hold on. Signal here sucks.
It's like a dead zone, huh?
23000018.
That's my comp plan, 2300.
Is that the one you're asking about?
No, 2300723.
Service for Wi-Fi.
723?
Yes,
Supposed to be a low bill.
your email said,
Well,
is in the current admin mod, will go to NDOT this week. Funds available sometime next.
So that went in September.
Okay, so then.
So that,
then-
and it has, it was in, it went in on the 20th.
Okay, and then 23001152, sorry, 2301152 is in the October one, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, what, before I forget, I know we had a discussion about this, Lincoln Trail.
Yes.
It was okay, that, you said that was on, ad mod as well, or ad.
Yes, it was taken care of.
It's probably the same
Um,
October, have not, there you go,
You're talking about 1831?
yeah.
That one is in the October amendment also,
Thanks.
so.
So in the October amendment, it's probably, you probably get a great agreement like end of November. And PO
Yeah, so,
January?
well, we signed grant agreement on ours, so it should be in PO and NTP housing after the approvals.
So
8 weeks?
the MM mods go pretty quickly.
Good.
They go straight to NDOT programs them. The amendments, go to, I sent them to Federal Highway and IDEM and DNR and NDOT, and they look at them informally. They go out for public comment, and then once it's approved by the commission, then it goes to, then I send it back to the same group for a formal review. So, actually, if I should say that, if it doesn't need a formal review, then it goes straight to NDOT. If it needs a formal review, then it goes for a 30-day formal review. And then after that, after the comments are received, then it's put in the SIP. Now, I have a call in, I need to call, Federal Highway and see what's going on with the last amendment, because it's still sitting in limbo. So, that was our August amendment.
And these are all on the October amendment, correct?
Yes,
Okay. So
it's out for public comment right now. Public comment closes on October 2nd, and it will go to the commission on the 17th. And then I will send it to NDOT, following that.
So basically, if all goes well,
November 1st.
that's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
once it goes to NDOT, then it goes out for a 3-day public comment period. Federal Highway requires them to have a public comment,
But
even though,
if that happens, I was telling everybody middle of December, so, but that happens.
well, then don't say anything.
Keep it December, Christmas.
So you keep it to yourself, and then when it comes early, then, oh, you're such a,
Thanksgiving, maybe Thanksgiving.
you're a great guy. Okay. Then I will get everybody, the spending plan next week, or the program and projects next week, and you can see. I will also talk to you about, Lake and Polk Street extensions. We didn't program them because they didn't score that well. And we kind of we've been kind of hemming and hawing back and forth. They scored like a 25 and a 28 out of 100. So,
And like a complete application or something?
yeah, on the last NOFA.
Yeah, we put them in to get them in the system. We knew their scores were gonna be low, but, new roadway extensions and alignments don't score well anyway, and.
Right.
You know, with additional data we have now and what we're getting from our, updated trend, yeah, probably and model we're building out, they would probably score much better, but.
No, I know that plan, yeah.
So,
Makes sense, good.
okay. I will send that to everybody.
Alright, thanks,
Um,
Travis.
Any other, and then we'll table the funds moving till the next one. Any other new business to discuss?
It's probably, yeah, this won't be, the singing Sands won't be here, will it?
Well, that's,
The money comes from Ray, so it's.
right, That's not with us.
Sprays doesn't come through this.
So, to recap the new business, we have tabled, the next meeting is gonna be on the 19th tentatively. But we are going to see if, and I'll send an email out to everybody, give you information about when the possible meeting dates are.
I got one more question, since Butler Trainer is here. That's Singing Saints 2, right? It goes over a bridge, Liberty
I was
Trail.
gonna hook up with you after this.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, both you and Tiffany.
And then the other item,
We need to talk.
Okay, yeah.
and the other item that's tabled is the movement of funds to Group 1, or the loaning of funds to Group 1.
Okay,
So,
okay, we'll figure it out, right?
okay,
We'll figure it out.
if there's no other new business,
Coin. I got a two-headed coin, you always
do we wanna, next item is adjournment.
So we,
Second, we have a beginning, a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.